Welcome to Season 2 of Maritime SoftwareHub the People podcast. Really am delighted at the feedback we received for Season 1 and also really grateful and pleased to see that a whole variety of guests and individuals were coming on the show, showing their interest and sharing their insights into how their business solutions are impacting and shaping the maritime landscape. So a huge thank you to everyone that participated, and also to all those that have been listening and kind of absorbing the content. We're very much learning as we go along as well, and it's really great to dive deeper into the different business solutions and get to know the people that are very much running the businesses and working within them. So very excited to launch Season 2. We've got some really interesting guests already lined up, and a few more to be booked in and recorded. So always open to hearing more having more guests on. So please do reach out. Podcast at CordellBeaumont.com is probably the best way, or just send me an email or a LinkedIn message directly. In this first episode of Season 2, we've got Daniel Duggan is speaking to the CEO and co-founder of Syroco, which is a really interesting and innovative business based in France. They are led by Alex, who is also a four-time world champion in kite surfer. So extremely interesting guy. You can tell that he's very passionate about the environment, and the culture of his business is really shaped about making sure everything aligns with his vision and the goal of helping the environment through their technology. So lots to take in from this episode. Really excited to showcase episode 1 of this new season, and I hope you enjoy. So thanks a lot, and speak again soon.
All right, welcome, Alex. Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast today. How are you doing?
Hi, Danny. I'm great.
Good to hear. If you could maybe just give our listeners a bit of an overview of yourself and Syroco, that'd be great.
My name is Alex Caizergues. I'm the CEO of Syroco. I'm a former kite surfing world champion and world record holder. I'm still holding the kite surfing speed world record at a bit more than 107 kilometers per hour.
Wow.
57.98 knots average on 500 meters.
Incredible.
And Syroco, we are a climate tech startup, and we are based in Marseille, and we are developing a digital twin platform that we are selling to the maritime actors to optimize their energy efficiency.
Great. I mean, I love what you're doing. There's obviously so much focus around decarbonisation at the moment, and I feel like you're really pioneering this. So it's a really cool thing to see, and having that investment from yourself is great. Having a real passion for just being involved within maritime. But then what would be really good for our listeners is if you could maybe just to give them a sense of away from the working world, just a couple of things that maybe our audience don't know about you. I know you mentioned already that you hold the kite surfing speed record. So I don't know how you're going to top that, but if there's anything else you can add, that'd be great.
Yeah, I could start with I'm a proud dad of 18 months old baby called Margot.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
To be more business focused or history focused, we have been chasing a speed world record for the last 15 years. Around the world, and it was a pure necessity, a pure need to launch a project that could develop innovation that will have a positive impact on our planet, and that was the base of Syroco. So we set it up the company in 2019. With the first project that was to create the fastest sailboat on water. So going 150 kilometers per hour, only propelled by the wind. we start with a blank page, and we set it up the team, like energy efficiency specialists, naval architects, mechanical engineers, fluid mechanical engineers. So we created a team that was, I would say, experts in energy efficiency. And along the time, we met with maritime actors because we are based in Marseille. We are very close to CMA CGM, which is our neighbor, and which is the biggest actor in France and the third biggest in the world. So we start exchanging with them, and we came with the idea to help them, to give them a tool that will optimize the energy efficiency of their boats.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, just for our listeners to get more of a baseline understanding of how this all started, maybe if you could tell us how you got into maritime and your introduction to this space.
Yeah, that's what I said. The maritime industry, we came in touch with a few actors in 2020, like right before COVID.
Prior to that, I mean, you grew up kiteboarding, right? That was your affinity with the water.
I'm born in
that transfer into now what is known as Syroco, right?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in the south of France, in the very special place called the Camargue. Yeah, and so where the Mistral wind is blowing. My parents came in the open. They were dentists, so they came to the city where I live today, called Port Saint-Louis, like 1 hour away from Marseille, because of the wind, because they were passionate by windsurfing. So I grew up with my brother right on the beach. And we were very close to all water sports, action sports, and it really became a passion. And then I had the opportunity to start a professional career in kite surfing. Maybe because I was born in a wind blowing place, basically. Cool. So it gave me this appetite for the oceans, appetite for the nature. And then appetite for the maritime world.
Great. I mean, I had such a great way of coming into it. It was something that you're so passionate about, and then being able to translate that into something a little bit. I mean, it's obviously very strongly related, but a little bit detached, and then making a difference. You said about the environment, climate, focused tech startup, which is what it's doing. But I understand before that, was it Moonshot that was prior to Syroco, and that sort of translated into the tech startup, is that right?
Yeah, it was the speed record project. We call it the Moonshot because it's a pioneering achievement. It's like you have to discover, you have to invent, you have to innovate to reach those kind of objectives. For sure, landing a man on the moon might be a little bit more complicated. That goes 150 km per hour. On the water, but our challenge is huge. We have to invent technologies to allow us and to allow me to pilot a craft that will go that speed. That's why we call it Moonshot.
Yeah,
and we thought it was the best driver to generate innovation, and that innovation, if it can become an industrial product that we can sell it, because in our mind, it has to be profitable for the planet, but at the same time, it has to be a real business, because you cannot, you have to make money at what time, and if it has a good impact on the planet, it's perfect. It's the target we want to reach.
Sure. I mean, so we could maybe touch on that a little bit more. Do we just understand how Syroco is helping shipping companies with their journey into decarbonisation and the ways that Syroco are doing that? So maybe if you could explain to our listeners who are not so familiar with the company that the ship efficiency and that side of things, that'd be great.
Yeah, because we needed to go 150 kilometers per hour, only propelled by the wind. We had to create the most efficient, energy efficient craft. So we develop a software that helps us evaluate the performance of our ship, then size the elements that will compose the craft. So the kite size, the capsule size, the foil, the performance of the foil in the water, the performance of the cable, the drag, etc. I forgot to say that we start with a very innovative concept. We call it the Eldo. I won't go very much into details because it's quite complicated, but you can go on our website and social networks and you will find the craft, the concept. And that concept is, for us, the most energy efficient sailboat ever made on the water. So we create that software, and talking with the actors of the maritime industry, they needed a tool that allowed them to evaluate the performance of ships, basically, and to make the most efficient ship and to design it and then to operate it. And we transform it. We transform that software into a digital twin platform. Basically, we recreate a twin of a ship, and it's a very accurate twin with a lot of models that will compose it. And it's the assembly of naval architecture models, and those models augmented by all the data we are able to gather from the ship. It will make the most accurate digital twin that we help captains to operate it in the most efficient way, with the goal to save fuel and save carbon emissions. And if you are able to put that software on board 40,000 ships that are bigger than 100 meters in the world, you reach a crazy objective of saving carbon emissions. So the numbers, it's just amazing, and the potential of digital twin that recreate the perfect behavior of a ship to optimize it and to operate it in the best way. It will have a huge impact of carbon emission saving for the maritime industry.
Sure, and you're learning the behaviors of these vessels, right? You're using AI to record any consistencies that the ship might be doing, or give an overview of that ship throughout its lifetime on the water, right?
Exactly. The principle is one twin per ship, and the twins follow the life of the ship for 25, 30 years.
Yeah, because I just, you can have ships that are very similar, but I guess every ship is unique in its own way.
If you take, for example, the fouling or it will be different in every ship, even if it's sister ships, and it goes on other routes in different parts of the globe. The fouling will be different. So you need a tool that will monitor the fouling or predict also the fouling according to the routes, the number of days traveling, or the number of days at port.
Okay.
And this is just an example. Briefly interrupt this episode to give you a quick overview of our core business, which is Cordell Beaumont. We're the company that powers the podcast. For those of you that don't know of us, haven't heard of us, we are a digital search agency, and we focus primarily on the maritime, trade and supply chain space. So what does digital search mean? Well, essentially, we are a recruitment agency that really partners on a more strategic way with our clients. We help them hire mainly commercial professionals. So there could be sales, marketing, product management type of individuals, leadership, and also more techie sort of software development roles, that type of thing, in a slightly more mid to senior function. So often our clients are people that perhaps don't want everyone to know that they're hiring. So a lot of the hiring we do is a little bit more behind closed doors. So if you're looking for perhaps for a strategic recruiting partner that knows the maritime market very well, is regularly in touch with individuals and professionals within the digital shipping space, then we'd love to hear from you and help you either from a hiring angle, where we could help you with kind of either any current hiring plans or maybe down the lines to help with kind of future succession planning, or alternatively, if you are an individual working in the digital shipping space or interested in moving over to digital shipping, we'd love to hear from you. Again, we're in touch with a number of businesses all across the globe that are really exciting. Some of them are startups, some of them have been around sort of 10, 15 years scaling. Others are well established and have maybe publicly traded, have got big backing from large organizations. So a real variety, and we're here to help. So please do reach out, Callum at CordellBeaumont.com, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. Thanks a lot.
Obviously, your passion for the maritime industry is key, or you really get a sense of that, or we've met in person a couple of times. That's great. But how would you describe the culture at Syroco now? It's getting into an interesting time, 4 years in, growing. The passion is clearly there, but how would you describe it on the day-to-day inside?
We develop a company culture with, of course, values. The first one would be pioneering spirit. Don't let close one door. Try a lot of possibilities. Invent. Don't be scared to bring an idea that might sound crazy, but finally it's part of the solution, and it's I think it's the base for it's one of our value. The second one will be excellence. Give the best of yourself all the time. Don't let go. It might come from my sports DNA, where you never let go.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. And you give the best of yourself. Collective intelligence. It's because you are a real team that you find a solution. It's not on your side. Maybe you can come with an idea, but then it will be the team that will transform that idea into a feature. And the last one will be sustainable. But it's what I said. It has to be sustainable for the business, sustainable for the planet. It's a focus for us, both sides, all the time. If you do something sustainable for the business, but it's not sustainable for the planet at all, forget about it. We won't go that way.
Sure. Okay. And I guess there's a lot of brainstorming activities. You guys get together and create. Having a CEO who's broken 100 kilometers an hour on the water is obviously someone who doesn't stop and keeps pushing boundaries. So I think it must be a really interesting place to work. And also, just from a CEO's perspective, how do you find managing the team and still sort of innovating? And I know you obviously do a lot of traveling. There's a lot of client-facing side of the role as well. So how do you find the balance between promoting the company and then also the day-to-day work that goes into it and managing teams and trying to get everyone to sort of be on the same page while that's going on?
Yeah, the role of a CEO, I think it has to be a leader, or whatever it is in a conference, talking about what the team is able to do, or being at the office, at the headquarters, and taking part in a very important meeting. You cannot choose between the two. Your team has to feel. They have to feel your presence. You have to be there. That's why we are not fully remote. I love being at the office with my team, exchanging with them. We can do video conferences. It's good, but it's not the same as having the same people at the coffee machine or inside the room or on a team building event. We have a good tradition in team building event at Syroco. We usually it's not far away from the water.
I can imagine. I was going to say it's a lot of water-based activities.
but at the same time, you have to travel. You have to meet the people in the maritime industry. You have to meet the people. You have to go to conferences. You have to go to places that counts to meet your future clients. And it's I love that industry. That is it's very human. You have to prove, especially in the startup world, you have to prove that you bring something new on the table, and it has like they can have benefits from it. Yeah, then you develop like special relation with your clients or future clients. So that's kind of.
How did you find it? Because you started in 2019, pandemic hits 2020. And then a lot of time where we couldn't travel, it was video calls, and now back to it. So do you find now that you're almost having to make up for lost time with seeing people face to face, or do you feel that it's just almost gone back to normal?
Yeah, 2022 was crazy about everybody wants to meet everyone. So that was good. We travel a lot. Being back at the office, it was like a really, really. Because we had, like every company, we had a challenge to face, but being back at the office, it was really really a need, especially because we have a lot of engineers that need to talk to each other, to create an idea, and doing it with a video conference, it was a real challenge. And to be honest, the ideas that came out of those videos, that they were not the best. So we had a few months very complicated. Yeah, maybe because it was the beginning of videos, and now it's more common to do video, but you had to set standards in internet connection, in the sound, so mic, headphones. Yeah, you have to find new habits. So it took us quite a few times. Yeah.
I think people struggled when it first all went online. And I think that sort of, maybe that creativity, that's a really good point. You don't maybe get that on a video call. It's something that you need to be in the same room, bouncing ideas off each other that come a bit more naturally. But yeah, that's a really interesting point. So to push on to the next question would be, when you're looking to hire for the company, how important do you think it is for your client-facing team to have prior experience in the maritime industry or the maritime space, so that they've got that knowledge when they're speaking to the clients?
We are a software company today. So the people I need in my team, they need to be passionate by something. I don't care if it's the maritime industry, the sailing, the chess, or I don't know, watching movies or reading books. They need for us to be passionate. It's the first thing I ask when I do a job interview, and we do quite a lot. What's your passion? What you're passionate for? That's the base. But then of course, when you have a team of client facing, that has to face clients, they need to know what they are telling the client. For sure, they need to be sure, and they need to be, I would say, easy speaking, or they need to be clear for the client. Sometimes you have people very talented that are like really into research that cannot or that have a lot of difficulties to tell the people in front of them what they are doing, and that's of course you're not gonna take those people. You're not gonna put them in front of the client. You need to have something that someone knows what he's doing, what he wants to explain, and it has to explain it in a very simple way. If you don't, if you are not able to tell the people in a simple way, don't try to explain it. You're gonna lose the client. But I think if they are passionate by something, it helps a lot. And of course passionate by what they are doing, what they are selling. It's of course a necessity as well.
Do you feel that the maritime industry or what you're doing within maritime can be taught to someone coming into the industry of no maritime background, or do you think that maritime background is essential to really understand what you guys are doing?
I'm not sure. Of course, we've got many. We have 25 people in the team now.
Yeah.
A few of them are, for example, software engineers.
Yeah.
They are not facing clients. Of course, they need to know, I don't know, the fuel consumption terms. They need to know some naval architecture words that will be to exchange with the technical team that is more, of course, more maritime specialist. But it's not a necessity. You can learn that word. You don't need a maritime background to come to work at Syroco. You will learn it. We have tools to like library or glossary. To help people understand. And even between the team, it's always it's a continuous learning. Because of course the dev team, they're gonna learn some words to the technical team to be able to exchange as well. So I would say it's not a necessity to have a maritime background.
Okay, and what would you say is your favorite part of your job? I mean, I know that's quite a difficult question to answer, but what would you say really, like, what do you really enjoy getting up in the morning and looking forward to doing? Is it just that creative side, I guess?
I think it's both two things. Probably first, it's the people in the team that I want to see every day to exchange in a number of subjects which are not always work related. And the second thing is to have a positive impact, and that was at the creation of Syroco.
Yes,
it's still to have a positive impact on our planet. So I need to have in my day-to-day activity, I need to be able to tell my daughter that I do some good stuff for the environment, good stuff for the planet, and good stuff for her. So it's those two things are, like, for me the main thing that makes me go to work every day.
I think that's fantastic that there's so much focus on decarbonisation at the moment to draw people in and get them passionate, and it's difficult. And I think that what your company is doing is going to motivate people to start doing that and be creative. I think there's a lot of solutions out there, but I still think that creativity is needed, because you will find one solution, it's maybe on paper it sounds great, but then there are some cons as well. So that need to innovate is always going to be there, which I think is really interesting. And just to finish off the podcast today, I've seen that you're going to be a flame bearer for the 2024 Olympics, which is incredible. Must be really exciting for you. It's the first time that kiteboard is going to be in the Olympics, is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
So are you going to be actually kiteboarding with the flame as well?
Yeah, it was I came with the idea of holding the flame and carrying it with the kite.
That sounds tricky.
But I think it's manageable. I can easily kite with just one end on the bar, so the other one is free.
Amazing.
No, but that's crazy for a sports adventurer like me. To conclude a sports career, it will be an amazing achievement. But then it's a crazy good thing for to celebrate the arrival of kite foiling in the Olympics, especially in Marseille, because all the sailing competition will take place in Marseille. That's just crazy, and it will be in my hometown in Port Saint-Louis, and it couldn't be cooler.
It's like it's meant to be. It was meant to be. That's great.
I don't know, but but it was in my dreams, to be honest, to be one day to all the flame. But kite surfing with it. It was, I couldn't dream about it. That's for sure.
It's such a unique thing to do. I wish you lots of luck with that next year. But Alex, thank you so much for coming into the podcast. It's been great having you on. I'm sure we'll see you at some of the events coming up at the end of the year. Good luck with everything. Yeah, and thanks again for joining.
Thanks a lot, Daniel.
All right. Take care, Alex. All the best.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Maritime Software Hub. I really enjoyed hearing Alex's story, his background in kite surfing, obviously to an extremely high degree, and also the fact that he's going to be a flame bearer at in the French Olympics coming up. So a real great achievement. And you can tell that he and his team are really passionate about innovation and environmentally friendly technologies within the maritime space. So excellent conversation. Thank you to Dan for your discussion with Alex. And we look forward to speaking again soon, and we'll be sharing some future episodes very shortly. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.